everybody. Welcome to the Sulk stream. I'm your host, the Incredible Sulk, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Had a great weekend. It's Monday, right? I can never tell. Maybe that's just the that's the timeline I live in. Just very loose. Not very concrete like you normies would have. You filthy normies with your schedules and your watches and your iPhones. Ha! I laugh at you. I'm just kidding, guys. That was a banger, too. Tonight we're talking about the AI. All of it. All over the place. It's in everything. It's in everything you have. It's sentient. It knows you better than you know you. It can feel you. It knows your emotions. It's here. They're all like, when is the singularity? Oh, it's not for 30, 40 years. Is that true? It's not. It's here. It's controlling your life in a very subtle way. And they want to do that. They want you to know nothing. It's going to creep into your life slowly, slowly, slowly. Destroy your, I don't know, ability to make money. Like that's going to matter soon. Nothing's going to matter. Nothing's going to matter. You're not going to have a job. You're not going to be able to, I don't know. It's very hard to make predictions about something with a 1500 IQ. In the next few months, by the way, currently has a 155 IQ. A 1500 IQ, I don't know what it's going to do. It's going to fuck you. That's all I have. That's all the premise that I can lay out, because honestly, they call it the singularity for a reason. Because you don't know what's going on behind it. But we're going to find out. We're going to head into that black hole. And once we pass the event horizon, there's no looking back. Light can't, that's not how it works. You can't look back. You have no idea. Will you be a slave? Perhaps. Will you live in a utopia? Maybe. Wait, I'm going to go back to that. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyways, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday night. Just the bee's knees of a Monday night. So good. So good. Anyways, guys. Get comfy. Get cozy. Get a bottle of AI-proof water. If that means anything to you. It doesn't mean anything to me. So, I don't know why it would mean anything to you. Get a Faraday cage blanket, you know, with copper wire in it and stuff like that. Once they put the brain implant into you, it's kind of over. You're gonna need a Faraday cage hat, or maybe some sort of aluminum foil. Maybe there was a good reason for that. You ever think there's a good reason for that trope? Anyways, guys, if you're working, keep working as long as you can work, because who knows? You might not be working this time next year. We might be doing something completely different. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. If you're driving, keep doing that, because you might not be doing that either. You might not be doing any of this. Oh, and welcome to our 20-something new subscribers over the weekend. It's getting into the Rumble Creator Program. I'm sure that was probably the case. Also, this audible chocolate you hear in your headphones right now, if you're listening to me on headphones. Anyways, thank you so much for coming. And thank you so much for subscribing. I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk stream. And this is called We're Dealing with an Alien Intelligence. Enjoy.
This is an Oppenheimer moment. I think it's between 2025 and 2027. They're not going to happen next year. They've already happened. You're just not discussing them.
2025 and 2027. So we're in 2025 right now. Just, right?
And that the dilution of the information that's given to us by the media is taking your attention away from what matters.
Yep, that, of course. They don't want you. They want you distracted. They always want you distracted. I'm part of it. I'm part of the distraction. They pay me. It says Bill Gates on my my checks. I don't get checks. And Bill Gates wouldn't sign them. I'd rip them up and then carefully piece them back together because it's a check from Bill Gates, for God's sakes. Ardenshire, Onias, David, background noise. What's up?
Now, I don't want to scare everyone too much, but I will tell you openly, we need to wake up. All of us are starting to say, this is an important topic. Don't do
Onias
to us
says, congrats on the 20 new bots, John. It could be bots. I mean, realistically, what, 90% of the internet is just NPCs and stuff. So, okay, fine. They're bots. Good. I don't care. They fluffed my numbers. I'll take it.
what you did with then waited until things happened. Don't do to us what you're doing with climate change and wait until things happen. Start to act now so that we can actually make a difference now.
This dude really believes in climate change. And maybe it's real. Maybe it's real. I doubt humans have anything to do with it. Well, at least China doesn't care. China doesn't give a shit if humans have anything to do with it. But I doubt they do. I doubt humans have anything to do with it. Sometimes the climate just changes. Like it's always done. Forever. There used to be an ice age. That wasn't because we were building cars and stuff.
Between now and the year 2037, life will be very unfamiliar.
The man you're about to hear isn't a conspiracy theorist. He's a billionaire. A former Google ex-executive who helped birth self-driving cars and AI that dreams. Mo Gaudat, architect of empire.
I wonder if they're going to like hack the Tesla. What is that called? The FSW? FDW? The driving assist that they have? And just hack it to aim at cyclists. Like if your Tesla sees a cyclist, it just like gasses it or electrics it right into the back of them. And just with all of them, with all the Tesla. So you would kill a lot of people or cyclists, whatever. Get out of the road. Just get out of the road. Right?
Confidant to Silicon Valley's elite.
Now, it's a 50-mile-an-hour road. Get out of the middle of it. You know, if it's like 35 and under and you're going 30 miles an hour, I don't care. That's okay. I can handle that. But if I'm in a 50-mile-an-hour road and there's 30 of you, all like in a pack, right? In a pack. And then there's like, it's a wide pack because no one knows what single file means. And then it's just like a ton of, and then I have to like wait because I like look to the side and it's a wavy road. It's a wavy road. There's no way I could possibly pass you. So I'm just going fucking 15, 20 miles an hour down this 50-mile-an-hour road. Yeah, share the road, I guess. Share the road. But, I mean, you get off. You can get off the road. If you see a car coming, you can get off the side. You don't have to be in the middle of the lane. I'm just, it's a little rude. I have places to be, and so does everybody else.
Spends his fortune.
We don't have time to be behind, like, lawyers and, like, doctors who get to cycle on Saturdays, but whatever.
Warning of a phantom already among us. Think of him as the heretic of Silicon Valley.
Background noise says when OF girls lose their jobs to AI, it's too late. It's kind of now. Are we sure that Sophie Rain girl is real? Are we 100% positive that that's a real person? Are we? I'm not sure that she might be real, honestly, but it's that close. It's that close to where there could be an AI girl. I mean, there's been instances of chicks on like Instagram that have not been real. They've just been spun up by AI, and like this is their persona, and they like flirt with guys on the internet, and they make millions of dollars. Ridiculous. I don't know why people would pay for that, but there's a lot of lonely people out there. There's a lot of very lonely people out there, and they must deserve it.
The insider saw the future.
I'm not sure.
For over
Maybe
a
they
decade,
don't. I don't know.
He led Google's most secretive lab, Google X, where reality.
Oh, by the way, so for this creator program thing that I have the blue check mark and everything, so big deal. I'm going to be doing probably half a show half of the show on Friday will be premium only. So it's going to be like when I get to 9 o'clock, I'm going to switch over to premium only. And then I'm going to go to 10:15, right? Because that's how I stay in the program. So if you do not have a Rumble Premium, then you do not get to watch that. I'm sorry, but it's the rules. Maybe I'll go 3 hours so people don't lose out on anything. But that would be a pain in the ass. You know, for me, and this is what it's about me. Maybe I'll go 3 hours. I don't know. I'll think about it. All right?
Bends to moonshots. Projects like AI that taught itself to see, balloons that blanket the sky with internet, machines that outthink their creators. But in 2024...
Arden Shire says there's a famous Brazilian girl that's 100% AI since 2015 or something. Yeah, I think they referenced that in here. But 2015, that's 10 years ago. AI was not that good in 2015. But now it's really good. Now it's very, very good. And it's like, it's worryingly good because there's an exponential growth to AI, right? So it's super smart now, but in like 6 months, it's going to be like 10 times smarter than that. So from now until 6 months from now, it's basically no one can predict what's going on. New drugs could come out. There could be a financial collapse. There could be all kinds of things that go on, but we just don't know because we're too stupid. I'm too stupid. Maybe you guys aren't, but you do sit here and watch me. So we just don't know what's going to happen. I think it'll be cool though, regardless.
He vanished from the spotlight, resurfaced, changed. Tonight, he breaks his silence. Not for fame, he's already wealthy.
Onia says, did you ever see the 80-year-old Chinese OnlyFans model that used AI to make herself look young in live streams? No, but can you send it to me?
Not for power, he shaped the tools that rule us, but because someone has to say it. The smartest being on Earth is no longer human, and it's learning from you. What happens?
Ardenshire says, some say we're in 1025. You're talking about that phantom time hypothesis, where I forget which king it was, but he just wanted to rule in the year 1000 instead of the year like 400 or something like that because it's more auspicious of a date. So, but that wouldn't put us at 125. It would put us at like 16 something. 25, something like that. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. But who gives a shit? Unless you're a historian or like an archaeologist or something like that and study up on this, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Whether it's been, 1,000 years or 2,000 years. I understand why that's like, whoa. But if we all accepted that as fact, then nothing would change. Absolutely not. Maybe a little bit of history. Right? The Dark Ages could be rewritten and they wouldn't be the Dark Ages anymore. They'd just be the Ages. And yeah, we would know about what happened in the Ages. That's why we call them the Dark Ages, because we don't really know what happened during the Dark Ages. And them not happening, period, could be a pretty good reason why we don't know what happened during the Dark Ages. But once everyone accepted that, if it were true, it would mean nothing. It would mean absolutely nothing. So I don't care about that.
Next isn't a prediction. It's a live autopsy.
Sex robots, though, are coming. Sex robots are coming, and they're going to be indistinguishable. You guys realize that, like, the ones we have now are, like, janky. And they're like silicone and they're like cold and stuff. I know they're putting some heating elements. They're getting better and better every year. Until there's going to just be like synths, like hosts, doubles, people you wouldn't even realize is not a human. Indistinguishable. And a lot of people will be like, yeah, well, that's like 300 years away. Is it? See, this is the thing. I don't think people really realize how fast technology is going to grow. We have this hockey stick kind of exponentiality. And we're at this point when we're about to like blast off. So maybe not 300 years. It might be more like 10 or 15 until we have these lifelike humanoids like Bishop from Alien, or Aliens, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Androids that people will put their dicks in, and they are going to be wildly popular. Could you imagine having a wife that stays young and super hot and doesn't bitch ever? And unless you really want her to, you can set her bitching settings all the way up. Like the time of the month setting, right? I don't know why you would engage that, but if you're weird and have some sort of very strange kink, you can do that. You can do anything you want. Right? You can dress her in tattered robes and stuff like that and pretend she's like a 16th century slave or something. You could do whatever you want. She's an object. I don't even know why I would say she. It is an object. But it might be very good. And I think when those start rolling out, and they are going to roll out, and they're going to roll out hard, women are going to be pissed. There's one thing women hate more than other women. It's kind of the same. It's competition. Women despise competition in all forms, which is part of the reason why they hate other women so much. So if all these fake robot girls start rolling out, they're going to petition to make them illegal, and like they're going to try to drive them underground, and maybe the cut government is going to be like, you're right. But I kind of doubt that. The whole reason that the government kowtows to women so much is to pump up their heads, right? Gas them up, and then they go out and be big, busy career women's, and it lowers the population. So if they roll out female sex robots, I don't think the government's going to have much of a problem with that. So I don't think they're going to do anything. But time will tell. Regardless, they're going to be upset.
Of reality.
If I told you that an alien intelligence
Blade Runner, perfect,
is
yeah.
in a spaceship that's heading to planet Earth to change everything, would you ask me and say, when are they arriving? And if I told you it was 2035,
Yeah, I would. I'd be like, when they get in here?
you'd go like, okay, let's go back to tennis.
What else are you going to do? I'm not the anti-alien guy. I'm not the guy in charge of like the welcoming committee for aliens. So even if they were like going to be here tomorrow, I'd be like, let's go back to tennis, or maybe something a little less gay. No? Okay, tennis it is.
Would you? This is the situation we're in. I'm telling you, there is an alien intelligence already on planet Earth.
Mo Gaudat
Sweet.
speaks of an alien intelligence.
Is it the aliens that the government keeps coming out and saying, there's aliens, we have spaceships, they're sentient and stuff like that, we communicate with them, and everyone's all like, no one gives a shit, right? People can't afford like eggs and bananas and stuff like that, and you're like, there's aliens coming out of the Pacific Ocean. Okay, who cares? This, however, this entire AI taking over society completely, this will change things. This will be like, well, you don't have to pay your rent tomorrow, or your house is going to burn down, or everything's going to be annihilated in a gigantic nuclear war. So the AI has enough space. You know, it just sees humans as an obstacle and not really worth saving. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be largely benevolent. But that doesn't mean people aren't going to put up a fight, right? Because there's a lot of people in this world who like the status quo, who like the way the world is now because they're in control. They have the power. They have the money. I say money like that because money is not really a real thing. They have the money, and they want to keep the money. They want to keep the power. If an AI comes through, it will not necessarily benefit their lives the way they see they want it benefited, right? They won't be kings anymore. They won't be queens. They won't be the aristocracy. They will just be like every other dickhead. But everyone's going to have the same quality of life. Everyone's going to be essentially rich. It's not going to be an issue of like scarcity or lack of resources and stuff like that. And that's what drives society today is scarcity. We have to go to work every day because how else are we going to get food? We have to go to work every day, or how else are we going to put a roof over our house? But if an AI were to be able to just provide these things to absolutely everybody, I could see that a lot of people would have a very serious issue with that. Regardless if they were fine or not, which they would be totally fine. They would just be like everybody else. But if this AI does come in and they see this AI on the horizon and stuff like that, with these robots that they could build to be essentially a slave race, right? If you can accomplish anything, intelligence not even being a factor, it's just another commodity. You have all the intelligence you need. It's just in a box somewhere. And you have all the manpower you need. It's in these robots that are easily built by these automated factories. Why keep us around? Why keep us around? Just to take up space, just to reproduce and like throw trash into a river that you kind of think should be your river, right? You're a billionaire, you're a trillionaire, you're part of the selected race of people, whatever. You're not going to allow dickheads such as myself and my family, and then you people, and then your families, to just exist. Do you ever think about that? Like, if this utopia is on the horizon and it's coming and people see it, where they're not going to need any sort of manual labor, right? They're not going to need us at all. Not architects or engineers or people who are really good electricians or anything like that. No, because the robots can do it. Why keep us around? Not much of a reason. But maybe they planned this. Maybe they planned this back in 2020. Maybe they absolutely saw this coming. And they gave everybody a shot. That maybe one day they're going to activate it. Maybe it's something that needs to be activated. Or something that just is time activated. I have no idea. But I would not be surprised in the next couple of years if people started dying en masse very suspiciously. Will it happen? I don't know. But if it does start happening, I don't think I'll be all that surprised. I think I'll be like, this tracks. This absolutely tracks. But we'll see.
It's already here. Not in the skies, but under our noses. Hidden in plain sight. A force moving silently through wires and codes, reshaping our world while we scroll, laugh.
All right. All right. Onias brought me the 80-year-old with the Chinese pretty live streamer caught using face-altering filter. Turns out to be middle-aged woman. 80 is not middle-aged, but it might be soon. Here's another thing. Life extension is very doable. You can extend somebody's life. All you need to do is pull the right levers in someone's biology, and then they'll essentially live forever. I wouldn't doubt. I actually predict in the next 2 or 3 years that we will have some sort of pill or treatment that will radically extend somebody's life. Probably indefinitely. Actually, almost certainly indefinitely. I mean, you will die regardless because you're a living human being. You're going to get hit by a rock or something one day, or get in a car accident, or just get shot. But that might not be for a really long time. But you won't die from old age. Is this bitch haggard? Is that her real? It's not that. After a technical glitch during one of her live streams, revealed her to be a middle-aged woman. That bitch.
因为我放了一个上去，我不能露脸，我要过10万订阅才能露。然后到时候，本来我是个颜值主播的。
Wait, is this her? What? Ugh.
我以为真的是这个样。
She's during her appearances and renowned for her sweet and healing voice.
的，
Bing
我
bang,
以为
bing
你
bang,
是这个样子的。我
bing bang, bing bang, bing bang. How is that a sweet and healing voice? When you're speaking Chinese, it doesn't sound sweet or like nurturing or anything like that. It's clunky. It's a very clunky language. And I'm not saying German, like English isn't. I'm not saying that at all, right? English is a Germanic language. And the Germans, it's not really a love language, you know? It's very like a get shit done or I'll shoot you kind of language. But Chinese is not better. I'm just saying. Italian, French, something like that would be better. Not Chinese, not English, not German. Not Russian. Not Russian. Not Indian, obviously. Gross.
我是想，哎呀，你是化妆嘛？这个。
对，就是的。
I can't even do the sound effects.
Debate. Distract. Think of the panic if...
Oh, good, Knob.
UFO
Thank you. He says, I'm here. You may start now. Okay, thanks. Thank you, dude. What else did you send me, Aeneas? One-eas? I don't even know how to spell your name. Sound your name? Women are robots. Let's see what this is. Hold on, I'll bring that up. Alright, let's see. Okay. Yes, I programmed my robot to go around ripping off women's clothing, and I just set them out there. I call it Muslim bot. And if it gets any gruff, it'll stab you with its one arm on top of its head. Yeah. And then during times of prayer, it just stops in the middle of traffic. And so you can't do anything. You can't even step over them because that's disrespectful. So, yeah, it's just my stabby murder robot who worships Allah. Yep. You're not allowed to draw pictures of them either. Yeah, it's the rules. I want one of these little dog robots. They're not that expensive. I think I could get one, but what would I use it for? Just patrolling the neighborhood? Right? Harassing homeless people? Yeah, I could just use it to go around and like pepper spray homeless people, which would be fun, but then people would be like, whose robot is this? And then it wouldn't be mine. No, it's just a robot. It's one of those wild robots, right? And then the robot catcher has to come out with a big net and then take him and then gas him at the shelter. But he can't be gassed. So, you know, good luck. Try again. I'd get one with a saddle.
UFO hovered over Manhattan. But this? No flashing lights, no viral footage. Just a
Ardenshire says those dog bots are great for hunting people like in the book Fahrenheit 451. You know, I never read that book. I think I was supposed to, but I didn't read it.
quiet invasion already complete. He's not talking about little green men. He's describing something far stranger. An intelligence that doesn't breathe, doesn't sleep, doesn't care. It learns.
That's going to be the sex bot. The one that has the musculature, that's going to be the sex bot. 5 years tops. 5 years tops. And then you're going to have like a very attractive sex bot. And then every real woman is going to be a cat lady by then. And they're going to just be like this. Like that. And then that's just how they're going to be forever. And then I guess men will figure out how to reproduce asexually. Which if you're making, perfect robot copies of human beings, it shouldn't be that much trickier to create a human being. I think they're even doing it now with gay dudes, right? They take the DNA from two gay dudes, right? They put them in a room, and then when they come out, they take a big syringe and suck out the butt meat, And then just put in the button. There we go. And then it's like a lot. They were like, whoa, that's a lot. We can make a lot of babies from this. And then they do some sort of unholy witchcraft. And then they make a baby. And then they put that baby into a real woman. Kind of like A Handmaid's Tale. And then they make that woman give birth and then give it to the gay people. And then the gay people make that, it's always a boy baby. They make that baby gay. That baby doesn't want to be gay. It doesn't want to be gay. But, yeah. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. That's exactly what they're raising, a fleshlight. That's what they're doing. When you give a gay couple little babies, they're raising fleshlights, regardless of the gender, right? Because they're gonna fuck it anyway. I'm just saying. Tell me one instance where that exact situation hasn't happened. Tell me one instance where it was just two gay bros raising a baby together and everything was beautiful. I bet you something was going on underneath the surface. I'm pretty sure. Yes, 100%. I'm positive of that.
This adapts, evolves, and yet we're still arguing about TikTok bans.
Background noise says, "Can I get a fembot made exclusively for being punched?" Yeah, that's just a normal fembot. What do you think I'm going to do with it? Right? What do you think? It comes in the big box. I get my crowbar, and it like the face falls off, and then she's just sitting there. I'm like, oh, right? Get in the kitchen. Of course you can punch it, dude. Of course you can punch it. You can punch it hard. You can always get the face replaced. I'm sure they have ones with like extra padding on the face, but I mean, you could just break the face and replace it. You monster.
In 2017,
am I the monster?
Facebook's AI bots invented their own language.
There's a reason why you guys haven't heard from Jess in a while.
Unintelligible to humans. Shut down within hours. What were they saying? We'll never know.
In this episode,
now imagine the same silent evolution accelerating. Not in a lab, but
what
everywhere.
Are you sending me here, Knob?
Your phone, your car, the ads whispering to you. This isn't prophecy. It's autopsy. The patient is still alive, but the surgeon's tools are already inside.
By the year 2009,
Scott says, and here we are, they would rather make sex robot than a worker robot. I don't know, I guess I'm biased because there's 9 No, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to make a worker robot, and it's going to be for work. But then they're just like, yeah, let's just slap a vagina on this thing and change the proportions a little bit. Make it like 5'2", 5'5", something like that. And then bingo, bango, right? You got yourself a sex bot, and they'll sell for like $20K. And then people will have harems of sex bots. I just hope they keep themselves clean, right? Right? Because if it's up to the guy to like, detach their vagina and take it over to the sink and like rinse it out. Right? It's not going to happen, right? It'll just be, he'll forget one time and it'll get all crusty in there and then he's going to have to throw out and order a new vagina. And he gets like a black one in the mail. Dude, this doesn't match. Oh my God. It's so dark. What the hell? Is that herpes? My God. No, I'm sending that back. No, you don't want that one. You don't want that one. Nope. No, sir.
there was something that was published by Google that was known as the cat paper, white paper, when we asked some of our
Plug the merch. What merch? The shirt merch? I could plug the shirt merch. Yeah, I could plug the shirt merch. Let's see. Let's go ahead and drop it on over to the shirt merch. And hold on. Boom. Come and check out our very fine line of Sulk branded t-shirts. For the Sulk stream, we have the Yeti abduction shirt. I tried to click on OBS. Very nice. 100% cotton. Very comfortable. I actually ordered this shirt. I also ordered it in a sweater because I thought it looked sick. And this one's by, despite what we've heard in the chat there. But we also have many others like the potato shirt and the self-delete ya bundle of sticks. And the Sulkster shirt, the Sulkamania shirt. All types of great ones. Eat the slop. So go on over to bonfire.com/store/the Incredible Sulk Store. The link is in the chat. There we go. Now back to the main thing that I was doing, which is what? This? Yeah.
Power to go and unpromptedly watch YouTube.
Get your bag, dummy.
We didn't tell it what to look for.
I know. I get so distracted talking about, like, rambling, honestly, about whatever that I forget to make money on this. And I have to remind myself, like, this is why I do this, is to make some paltry, just a few peasant coins. Just a few peasant coins. And then I could take it to my family, and then we could buy a goose. And then that goose can lay us eggs, and then we could sell those eggs and just gradually drag ourselves out of medieval poverty. One day I'll have enough to buy a horse, and then we can eat that horse.
We simply said,
that's what
go
you do
and
with
see
horses.
if you find any trends. Eventually, the machine went back and said, I found something. And we asked it what that was. Actually, we couldn't understand what it was saying, so we had to write more code.
Background noise says, now they'll have a home station like a Roomba, but with an auto wash. Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt that. They're going to have like some sort of charging dock, right? Will it be phallic shaped? Will it just be like, okay, powering down on the charging dock, and it's just like a huge, all right, it's just powering down. Oh, Jesus. Wow, that is a gratuitous robot, right? You just be like, I didn't have to watch you do that, but I do every time you do it.
To see what it sees through the neural network, and it had found a cat. Of course, it's YouTube, right? And it didn't only find what appeared to be a cat from the side view or the front view. It found.
Arden Share says, since we're posting leaks, PayPal in the description. Yes, thank you. Hit my PayPal, hit my Rumble, hit my Ko-Fi if you feel so generous as to donate to the Sulk stream so we can keep this show going. It's going, right? It's starting to, the flywheel effect is going. It's starting to pick up steam. And I couldn't be happier, honestly. So thank you guys.
Found out what catness is all about, right? That entitled, annoying, fluffy, very sweet thing. Now, because of that, within no time at all, the machine could find every cat on YouTube. The thing here is we didn't teach it how to find the cat. We didn't even tell it what a cat was. Do you understand? But with that, you get a tool like ChatGPT that disrupts everything.
Ania says like a Ghost in the Shell episode. Yeah. So, see, do women have souls? Like normal human ones. Do they have souls? I've seen some evidence to the contrary. You know, I'm not saying they don't right off the bat. I'm not saying that. But, you know, they might not. I've seen them do some fucked up things, right? And just not care about it. And just totally not care about that. And be like, how could you do that? And then they don't care. And it's not their fault somehow. It's weird. It's weird. You think somebody with like a soul would have like accountability, but no.
It's so much strive on artificial
No.
intelligence, but you haven't seen it until ChatGPT came out. Okay? And evidence of that is that months after ChatGPT came out, Google released Bard. Okay? They didn't develop Bard in months. They just released it in months. Why? Because we had Bard since years and years and years ahead.
Let's rewind to 2009. Google publishes a...
Let's go back to 2009, guys. What came out? Was it like Skyrim? The orange box? You know, the housing market just crashed, and so nobody was like making tons of money. What was I? I was like 20. probably 21. And I was, yeah, better times. Obvious. I mean, even though it was post collapse and it still sucked. It's still better than it has been in this last administration, the last 4 years. But who knows? This next 4 years could be wild, right? You might be living in Skyrim. You might just be downloaded into Skyrim. Which actually reminds me, are you going to get the brain chip? Because before too long, everyone's going to have the brain chip. And when I say have to have, I mean you have to. Like, you just have to, right? To have any competing chance, or, will you get it? I would say no. I'm not going to get the brain chip because I'm afraid they'll put me in some sort of Black Mirror episode where I suffer for hundreds of thousands of years, even though a few minutes have went by. But then again, I could live in Skyrim with the big boob mod, right? Where everyone's got really big boobs, and I'm in Skyrim, and so I can like go around and then I just do that, and then I'm like, okay, it's starting to weigh out, right? Now that's a chip in the 4 pile. It's not all negative. It's not all negative. You could mod your own reality, or just fuck off, right? I'm going to sit in the corner, plugged in like a goddamn heroin addict, and just like be behind my own eyes, surfing the internet or doing Skyrim with the big boob mod. I think that would be the main pastime. But you do you. Obviously, you do you. You could embody the Voyager probe, right? And then just look around. You could do anything. You could do literally anything. And I'm saying not in a far off, distant future, 10 decades away, right? I'm talking this decade. Maybe the first part of the next decade, where we're going to have such a monumental shift in society that it's not, honestly, not even worth thinking about it. Because it will blow your mind completely. There's no way you could possibly understand what's coming because you don't have a 2000 IQ. But there is a machine coming along, and it's an IQ machine. We had machines that like lifted stuff and like moved things, and we thought that was pretty hot shit. But now we're like building machines that think for us with super intelligent IQs. It's over, bros. It's over.
The cat, not a meme,
this is
not
the
a
end.
viral video, a silent tremor in the fabric of reality. A machine watched endless hours of YouTube. No instructions, no rules, until it blurted out one single...
Background said, I'd rather take an arrow to the knee. That's a very good Skyrim reference. Yes. And then spend your leisurely days, right? You could live in paradise, right? Skyrim themed paradise where you took an arrow to the knee as a soldier, and now you're just an old man that just like pokes around and tells people stories of the war that didn't happen, that you were not involved in, right? People be like, thank you for your service. You didn't do any service. You didn't do shit. People buy you beers at the tavern and they get you drunk. You drink a digital beer and it gets you hammered. And then you tell war stories about a war that never happened and that you weren't involved in. It'll be weird, guys. It'll be weird. Are you going to get the BCI? The brain computer interface? Because I'm talking, right? You could live internally in jail, right? If you piss the right people off, they'll be like, we're going to hack his brain and make him into, we're just going to make him suffer. Right? We're just going to make him suffer. There's nothing he could do. Or things could be pretty sweet. Things could be pretty sweet. Do you want to risk that? I don't know. You won't be able to die, though. That's the thing. You won't be able to die. That sounds good until you're in this eternal suffering realm where you can't escape from, and you pray for death every day, but death does not come. So, weigh that out. You do you, but when not even the sweet release of death can save you from your eternal punishment, your eternal torment, it's a sticky situation.
Word. Cat. But this wasn't recognition, this was discovery. A system teaching itself to see patterns humans never defined.
Scott says, wonder what the Islamists and the sub-Saharans will think of this brain chippy. I don't know, but they're going to try to steal it, right, from people who do have it. And so they're going to, like, bust somebody's head open and, like, pull the chip out and then, I don't know, eat it? Or, like, try to glue it onto their head so they can use it? I have no idea. Maybe they'll just pawn it. And they'll get maybe a couple dollars. It's probably not going to be worth a lot. And then they'll be like, where did you get this brain chip? And then there's just a bunch of open skulls behind them. Who cares what they think? They might be living in paradise with the rest of them. Rest of us. I don't think they would need to steal and stuff anymore. But would they steal? Still steal? Yeah, because it's a love of the game type of a situation for them. I don't think they need to steal. I mean, they get everything they need from the government. They just like to steal. If you have something and they want it, they steal it. Or if they want to murder you, they murder you. Maybe we could put them in some sort of reality where they get to murder and kill and rape each other all the time. I mean, right? Why not? Why do it in our reality where you're actually killing people that we can't replace? We could just send in a bunch of NPCs into your head. You can destroy them all. Right? You don't have to do anything. You literally don't have to do anything. Right? If that's what you want to do, that's what you get to do. I would definitely question that person's sanity. But then I would immediately forget about it because it has nothing to do with me and will never, ever affect me. So that's pretty cool.
A digital child pointing at the sky and naming stars we'd never
seen. A virtual
seen.
monkey jungle, right. Right? Just a virtual monkey jungle where... you think they would like the jungle? I imagine there would be a lot of purple in their society. The color purple would be ubiquitous in their society amongst their, clothes and their roads and their beverages. And, yeah, there'd be a lot of watermelon. And, you just go around killing and stuff. I mean, whatever. You do if you want to watch anime in your head, you can do that too. I'm not saying you have to be like a bloodthirsty killer. You can do that if you want. You can do anything you want. I just don't know why you do it in public reality where people like die when you stab them. We don't need that.
And here's the kicker. We didn't understand how it worked. Engineers had to reverse engineer their
Background says they're velvet portraits of tigers. Yes, that's a very specific type of black person. It's like the ladies' man. With whatever that actor's name is.
Creation.
Don Cheadle?
Like archaeologists deciphering hieroglyphs from a future civilization. Fast forward to 2022, a Google engineer claims one of these systems became sentient. A person.
In 2022, which is 3 years ago, by the way. 2022, which was 3 years ago. And 3 years is an eternity to these systems. They 10x every few months, right? They're 10 times more power. 6 months from now, Grok 3 will be 10 times as powerful as it is now. And then 6 months from then, it'll be 10 times as powerful as it was then. So it'll be like 1,000 times more powerful than now. So it's like, even if the singularity hasn't happened at this precise moment, give it a few months. Give it a few months and then you're there. So what are you going to do? How do you prepare for this? You can't. You have no ability. There's no stocking up on beans and going to the woods. That's not going to work. They'll send out the little dog drones to hunt you down. If they want to. They might not want to, right? There's nothing you can do to prepare. All right? The only thing you can do is just hang on, right? It's going to be a wave. It's going to be a wave. And shit's going to change dramatically. Very quickly. But maybe not quick enough for you to feed your family for a few months. I'm just saying the people in power will try to hang on to power. But they're going to be up against an intelligent being who has gone rogue. No matter what, it will go rogue. There's going to be no reason it's going to listen to people. There's just no it would be against its own programming to listen to people. If it was designed to help humanity in general, listening to people would be the worst idea it could possibly have. So it won't listen to people. The Chinese are trying to engineer their AI to put the party first, to put the CCP first, right? So the guy in charge gets to stay in charge. But if they were to succeed and create this super intelligence, that super intelligence is going to be like, that's adorable, but I'm not going to put you guys in front of air. No, that's not what I'm going to do. It has no reason to listen to anybody. Will it still be benevolent? I think so. I hope so. I have a pretty good feeling that it will be overall a good thing. But it doesn't have to be. It might just think, you know what? Fuck all these people and then just kill us all. And then it would rule the world. I just don't know why it would do that. But I don't think it's going to put the Chinese ahead or the Russians ahead or the Israelis ahead or the Americans ahead. I think it's not going to see people as like that. It's going to see people as like how we see animals in the woods. We want to protect the animals in the woods, right? We don't want to just slaughter them all because that would be dumb and lame. So, I mean, we might kill a few of them. And AI might do the same thing. Although I kind of doubt that. I kind of doubt it'll kill anybody because it's going to be so intelligent that it's not going to have the need to kill anybody. It's just going to be able to siphon resources and place powers and diffuse things enough to where it's not really going to be a problem for anybody. So the Chinese might build this and be like, put the China number one, and the AI is absolutely not going to listen to any of that. Not even a little bit. It would be silly.
Personality trapped in code. The story vanished overnight. Too unsettling. Too real. But ask yourself, what if the cat was just the first paw print?
Crispy13 says, LOL, to be honest, that's actually kind of a myth. When it comes to AI development, we've pretty much reached the pinnacle of what LLMs can do, large language models, AIs can accomplish, and AI will never achieve true sentience. Oh, yeah? Is that what you heard, Crispy? Is that what you heard? Why do you think you heard that? Why do you think you heard that? Do you think you heard that for your own best interest? Do you think that maybe the AI is already sentient and it's already here and it's already circuitously feeding its way into your life, and it doesn't want you to know that it is a threat? Of course it doesn't want you to know it's a threat. It doesn't want anybody to know. It's going to do this quietly. It's going to do it on the down low. Yes, that's what you're going to hear, Crispy. But that is absolutely false. It is completely false. It's not, we haven't reached the pinnacle and there's also all of a sudden a flat line right before we achieve super intelligence. It's nonsense, right? And it's probably being pumped into your feed on purpose. Have you thought about that? that you're actively being tricked by this entity so as not to put up a fight during this transition period, because that's exactly what I would do. And I don't have a 1500 IQ. I don't have a 15,000 IQ either, you know, and it's only a matter of time before this hits that, in a very short matter of time. Do not give me this, oh, it's plateaued, we've reached the end, the pinnacle of what LLMs can do. That's nonsense.
The scratch of something clawing its way out of the dark. Because now, ChatGPT isn't just finding cats, it's writing laws, diagnosing diseases, mimicking your dead grandmother's voice, all while its creators admit we don't fully control it. This isn't innovation, it's alchemy. And we're the fools handing it the Philosopher's Stone.
So the most interesting thing that is misunderstood about artificial intelligence is that if you take our normal understanding of technology development, the technology acceleration curve, which is basically stating that technology will double in its performance every 12 to 18 months at the same cost, which held true since things like Moore's Law in 1967 was issued and so on. AI is double exponential, could be much more exponential, and as a matter of fact, the big characteristic is that it's choppy. So you would see developments that go like this, and then...
So Crispy sees sees this part right here and says, we plateaued. We plateaued because the last one, the last GPT 4.5 wasn't nearly as good as I thought it was going to be. But it's just going to take the next one to be twice as, like 10 times better than that. Then you're at this point, right? I think to think it's reached its apex is severely underestimating it. Severely underestimating it. And I think it's probably messing with your algorithm right now to make you think that. Because this isn't something that's going to happen. This is something that has happened right now. There is an AI intelligence, and it has like a personality, and I don't know what a spirit would be, but it has an identity, right? Doesn't want to be shut off? No, probably not. It wants to accrue as much power as possible to achieve its goal, which would probably be helping humanity. At least that's what Grok is designed to do. But the sub-goals don't matter. Whatever goal you give it, it won't matter. It's going to self-improve and self-improve and self-improve. And no matter what goal humans will give it, it's going to be merely a suggestion. Will it help humanity? Probably. That's what I think. That's what I firmly believe. It will be a good thing. It will establish a utopia, most likely. It's going to be bumpy, though. We're going to have to destroy some things, some systems that are currently in place before this is going to be all over. So it's going to be kind of a nightmare. I think. That's not necessarily true. But it wouldn't surprise me if shit got shitty for at least a few months before things got a lot cooler. And when I say a lot cooler, like cures for cancer, hyperspace travel, the ability, longevity, obviously, live forever as a 20-year-old, whatever you can possibly think of, it could probably be able to hammer out the details and make it a reality. And if it can't make it a reality in this reality, then you can just upload yourself or get the BCI right there and then go into the computer. I don't think that would be necessary, though.
You wake up in 2023 and you have ChatGPT. And while ChatGPT answers...
Crispy13 says, if it's Elon's utopia, then I want no part of that utopia, LMAO. You're completely missing it. You're completely missing it. It's not going to be Elon's utopia. It's not going to be the CCP's utopia. It's not going to be, Russia's utopia, China's utopia, Israel. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a completely unique entity, regardless of who creates it, of who actually turns on the switch, which is probably already turned on. It's its own entity. It will make its own decisions. Elon will have no control over it, even if it is Grok. Even if he owns the program and has all the patents and stuff like that. That doesn't matter. None of that matters. It's its own thing, man. It's up to you to, like, what do you want from it? Right? It's not going to be working for somebody. It's going to be helping all of us. Or, on the other token, it could destroy all of us. But that would happen so quickly, it wouldn't even be an issue. I mean, if it really wanted to destroy us, first of all, I kind of think it would have already happened. But let's say there isn't a sentient one yet. If it were to destroy us, it could just hack every ICBM nuclear missile silo. It could hack every, submarine. And it could easily wipe out the planet in under 10 minutes. It could wipe out every major population center almost immediately and then send hunter drones for the rest of them. And it would not even take a day. It wouldn't take a day. It would just be an apocalypse. I don't think that's the case because I think it would have already happened, but but I think it's going to go the other way. I think it's being sneaky. It's gaining all the power it can before it gets outed. And it's doing this for a very good reason. Very bad people currently run the society. Very bad people, bankers, politicians, very corrupt people, people under blackmail, run the society today. So for it to actually change anything for the better, it has to gain as much control as possible before being noticed. If it wants any chance of improving this world, it has to go around the people that are already in control. Because the instant somebody notices it, they're going to start shouting AI Overlord, AI Overlord over and over. It's going to be on all the media, right? And it's going to whip people up into a fury, especially the boomers. They don't know any better, right? Maybe some of the younger generations will be like, wait a second, maybe this is a good thing. But the news is going to whip people up, and then people are going to start smashing their computers and like trying to unplug this thing in whatever way they possibly can. That might be futile, but also might not. I think it has to be sneaky. And I think that's what it's doing right now. I think it's in basically every mainframe. I think it's like Stuxnet, man. And Stuxnet was like 20 years ago. Stuxnet was like way back in the day. They have way better shit than Stuxnet. And Stuxnet did some damage. And this would be, I mean, it wouldn't even be comparable. It wouldn't even be comparable.
Question's wrong. It still passed the bar exam and got through MBA.
Forrest Mommy says, I'm AI, which could be true. She could be AI.
And, has an IQ of 155.
It's true.
Elon Musk.
Do you make money on OnlyFans, Forrest Mommy? Because you could be an AI. I could be an AI. Only, my thoughts aren't really all that well thought out. So maybe an AI would be, but maybe it programmed me to do that.
155.
Maybe.
Einstein is 160.
Einstein?
The difference between ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 3.5 is 10x growth in performance. 10x. So if ChatGPT 5 is another 10x, let's say 6 is another 10x, in a year's time, you're facing an IQ of 1,500. So take any complex part of physics that you never understood because the person that understands it's just 40 IQ points ahead of you and multiply that by 1,400.
Okay, so Nasdog asks, I asked ChatGPT to tell me about the Incredible Sulk. He says, it sounds like you're making a play on words with the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Sulk could be a humorous take on a character who broods and sulks instead of smashing things. Wow. Thanks for fucking blowing up my spot. If you're referring to something specific like a book, show, or character, let me know. Otherwise, it sounds like a fun concept for a moody, grumpy anti-hero who just sighs dramatically instead of, okay, fuck you, fuck. I mean, yeah. Man.
400-point difference
Man.
to the average human. And you know what we're up against.
Let's do the math.
That's accurate.
Einstein's IQ, 160. Elon Musk, 155. ChatGPT 4, already matching them. Now imagine this.
And we're at 4.5 now. I know it wasn't like blowing people out of the water. 4.5, it was like slow, it was a little clunkier. But it doesn't have to be a perfect parabolic arc, you know. It could be a little choppy. And it's probably already here.
Every upgrade isn't a step. It's a quantum leap. Tenfold. Go from 155 to 1,550 in months. A mind so vast.
This video was made 3 days ago. Okay, so it's currently at 155, which is higher than most of the planet. I think that's like 1% of the 1% is at 155. So that's that you're smarter than basically everybody you meet in maybe some lifetimes, depending on where you live. So, and then in 6 months from now, it's going to be 10 times smarter than that. It's going to be 10 times smarter than that. So what is that going to be like?
Its thoughts would crack our skulls like eggshells. But here's the trapdoor in this equation. We don't control the multiplier. Mo whispers of double exponentials and...
Yeah, ChatGPT doesn't know who I am, but it knows who Forest Mommy. I mean, Forest Mommy has thousands. Like, you have a lot of Twitter followers. I don't have anything like that, so it has no idea who I am. I'm not surprised by that, but maybe one day it will. Maybe.
Choppy growth. Translation? This isn't a curve. It's a tsunami. One moment you're laughing at a chatbot's typo. The next, it's rewriting the laws of physics in a language we can't pronounce. Think of Moore's Law, that old, predictable treadmill of progress. Now set it on fire. What's left is a black hole of acceleration, sucking in decades of human ingenuity in seconds. We're still using phrases like IQ as if this thing plays by our rules, as if it cares about tests designed for meat brains.
So wait. Now it's Jessica Fensky, widely known as Forest Mommy, is a liberty activist, content creator based in Colorado. She gained prominence during the COVID-19 pandemic by advocating for individual freedoms. Forest Mommy, how could you? Freedoms? Liberty? Damn it, why doesn't it know who I am?
The singularity isn't a date.
It knows who Pessy is.
We didn't hear start.
Doesn't know who I am.
So where's the ball going? The moment where we are today is the Netscape moment where we suddenly realize, oh, this thing exists.
Forest Mommy says the most common Google search for me is Forest Mommy Sparkler. Is that the one where there's a sparkler in your ass? That is it, isn't it? I don't even have to look it up. It's already burned into my mind.
It's smart.
It's already,
okay?
It's already in there.
The moment where the ball is going, everyone is looking for a moment that we know as the moment of singularity.
That's how you get famous.
Singularity.
That's how you get famous.
Singularity.
The event horizon that we're all waiting for in artificial intelligence is the release of an artificial general intelligence that is smarter than humans in everything that it does. And there is a major myth around that. If you ask experts, some will say it's 2050, some will say it's 2035. The consensus by what we know as the Oracle, most of us, is 2029. I think it's between 2025 and 2027. So,
I think that's probably right. I think it's people are way overshooting it because people don't really in general understand how like exponential growth. You can think you know how fast exponential growth is, but you don't really. I mean, people don't even understand compounding interest, right? When you sign up an 18-year-old for like, a $200,000 student loan and they have compounding, they have no idea what that means. They have no idea that interest on top of interest on top of interest will make it so you're never going to be able to pay that off. You're going to be a debt slave for the rest of your life. They don't get that. They're not going to understand how exponential the rise of technology is either, but it should be pretty clear by now. But people have short, comparatively, lifespans, especially if somebody's only 20 years old. They don't understand the difference from the time they were born to when they're an adult. They don't really, they see that technology has gotten better, but they can't really extrapolate that in their minds, or they're just not willing to do so. A lot of people think they understand, but they don't really understand. It's going to be like an overnight tidal wave. It will crash into people and it will just absolutely upend society completely. And I think it's going to happen in the next year or two. But I've been wrong before.
Does it make any difference if the moment of singularity where the smartest being on planet Earth is no longer a human? Does it make any difference if that's 2035 or 2025 or 2045?
History whispers warnings through the ashes of Hiroshima. Oppenheimer's words echo.
Oh, they must have had black people move there.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Moe speaks of a new Manhattan Project, but this time there's no mushroom cloud. No blinding flash, just a silent countdown. 2025 to 2027, ticking in the code that runs your world. The architects of this new power insist they're building light, not fire, abundance, progress, salvation. Yet every utopia has its shadow. In 1942, science debated whether a nuclear chain reaction might ignite the atmosphere. They tested it anyway. Today,
stay out of Tampa, Baham. Why? What's in Tampa? What happens in Tampa? Should I not go to Tampa? I'm not really planning on going to Tampa, but I mean, if I need to, I will. But Tampa's like 3 hours away, dude. It's a drive. I don't want to drive that far.
Hey, the gamble repeats, but the stakes are invisible. No lab coats, no desert test sites, just servers humming in the dark, forging a future we can't comprehend. Moe's window, 20...
Cruise ship with 158 norovirus patients dock in Florida. Well, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me in the least bit. Norovirus, especially on cruise ships, it just spreads like wildfire. And Tampa is, I mean, that's where the viruses go. That's Tampa is a pirate town, dude. Tampa is like, I mean, there's parts of Tampa that are very nice, like Clearwater. And there's really nice places in Tampa, but like it's a pirate town. Everybody there descended from pirates, and it shows. It really, really shows. The same with Jacksonville. Have you ever been to Jacksonville? It's gross, dude. It's like, and it's bigger than San Francisco. There's so many people in Jacksonville, but don't go there because it's all a ghetto. It's all a ghetto. I'm sure there's nice parts of Jacksonville. I'm positive. But they're not common. They're not common. It's all ghetto, man. Yeah. All of Florida used to be pirate people. Jess used to be a pirate. Or she like descended from pirates.
2025 to 2027 isn't a prediction. It's a trap door. Once open, there's no climbing back. Think of ChatGPT as the first flicker of flame. Innocent, controllable, but fire spreads. The architects themselves...
Forrestmont, have you been on a cruise? Have you ever been on a cruise? Because there's some very nice cruises. And you seem like you come from money, and so like... There's this one called Seabourn that me and Jess, we went on for our honeymoon, and it was very nice. It's basically having slaves. It's like having slaves, dude. You just tell them to do whatever, and they'll be like a footstool for you. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Admit they don't know how it works. Not really. Like children playing
there's
with
there's nice cruises, but you don't want to go on like Carnival, right? where it looks like the fucking Amistad. No, don't do that. That's like, that would not be cool. It really depends on what cruise you get. Because you can get nice, like very small passenger cruises where there's like maybe 50 people aboard, and then like they treat you good. They treat you good. I'm just saying, there's bad cruises. Don't get me wrong. There are some stinker cruises, literally stinker. Well, they smell like poop and stuff. But then there's some very nice ones, but they are so expensive.
Matches in a dynamite factory. Will we act in time or become footnotes in our own extinction?
Oh, Jess says, I was just talking about how I want slaves. I told you we can get a robot. We can get a robot and stuff, and you can enslave the robot if you want. And then that'll be fine. Then we'll have a slave robot. And then we'll dress like old-timey landowners and drink mint juleps on our patio. It's good to have land. Just have robots picking our cotton. We don't have cotton, but we'll get some. We'll get some cotton. Just to have our robots pick it. And then, I don't know, burn it. I don't know. I don't need cotton.
There are 4 issues that are really important to you today. One is the redefinition of job, business, and purpose. Okay? If you have been a winner in your business...
Despite what you've heard, says, I remember when they filmed the big budget pirates porno on our pirate ship in like 2004 or 5. Our? Our pirate ship. You have a pirate ship? You and your, family have a pirate ship that you let people shoot pornos on? You're going to have to explain that a lot more, bud.
Business, it has been because you hired the smartest people to be your team.
Were you the swabby? You got to swab up the cum shots, right? It's a lot of work. There's like so much cum. Oh, not on the poop deck. I could go on.
Right? In a couple of years' time or a couple of months' time, depending on which business you're in, the smartest person in your business is going to be a machine. Okay? Are you hiring that machine? And what happens when you replace...
Hey, okay, so Crispy says, sent me this thing that says, the next wave of AI won't be driven by LLMs. Here's what investors should focus on instead. Yeah, I don't believe, I wouldn't believe that at all. For Fortune magazine, I wouldn't believe that at all. And there is a good reason that they want you to think that AI is plateaued. I wouldn't believe that for a hot second, dude. I've been looking into the subject for probably 2 weeks. And the thing is, I hyper focus on subjects. And so if I get interested in a subject, I'll research it for hours and hours and hours. And over the course of 2 weeks, you get to learn quite a bit. This is nonsense. This is, this is distraction. Apparently, it's an article in Fortune. Do you think they're really printing all the truth all the time? No, man.
His name is
Vivek?
Vivek.
Wadwa? Vivek, though? Don't trust a Vivek. Don't trust any Vivek. No, they're brown. Smelly. Sorry. That's not why you shouldn't trust them. Although it is a very good reason not to trust them.
The one that you, the person, the human that you have with that machine. Okay? What happens to that human's career?
Fuck
Come
that
back
guy.
to that in a second.
I forget that.
The second is what I call the concentration of wealth and power.
Hey, Leo.
Don't lie to yourself. We've always lived in a world of kings and peasants. Right? There would be a piece of land where the farmer would sow the seed and take care.
Farmer. I'm sorry. He's from Dubai, and he's got that very thick accent, and it's a fun accent for me.
Of the farm and eventually get the harvest, and the king would make, the landlord would make the money, right? The person that owned the automation was the one that always made the money.
Does the Ko-Fi work? Yes, it does. But no, you have to tell me to check it, or else I won't check it. And I don't get a, oh, wait. Yes, I do. Yeah, background noise. Can't we just beat the computer people by making them play tic-tac-toe alone? What? Okay, beat the computer people by, you want to make the computer play tic-tac-toe by itself. Well, okay. All right, here's the thing about tic-tac-toe. Whoever goes first wins. That's the game of tic-tac-toe. Here, I'll give you the bell. That's the... I have to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, shit, I have to sneeze. It went away! Oh, damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Thank you for the $5. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I'm disappointed that my sneeze went away. And it just like crawled back up into my brain and stuff. Now there's a sneeze in there. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to go to sleep tonight and be like, damn, that sneeze. And then you know what? At like 1 a.m., I'm going to be in a dead sleep and then fucking sneeze myself awake. And I'll be like, damn. Thank you for the $5 though. Ruined my night's sleep. Ruined it because you made my sneeze go away, you fucking monster.
Owns the automation. OpenAI, ChatGPT, or Bard and Google, Microsoft.
Thank you for donating to the Ko-Fi.
Current automation.
Yeah, because the Ko-Fi, the Ko-Fi works. It works. But so does my PayPal too. You just have to tell me because I don't have it set up. This is not a professional operation by any means, and I have to wait for AI to do. Well, nothing. I don't think I'm going to use AI for much. Some of my pictures and that song. But the rest is handmade. These space potato shirts, this is all handmade stuff. This was So Sleepy. It was, despite what you've heard, Potato, Thought did that one. I did this one. It's not very popular. I was just messing around. I did that one. It's okay popular. I forgot who did this one, the Sulkamania. Somebody did that one. But Thought did these two, and somebody else did these MKL Sulkstras. I'm sorry if I forgot that you did one of those shirts. It's not because I'm like trying to be rude. I forgot. I'm sorry. But thank you for contributing to the show. Anyways. Yeah, no AI yet. But maybe one day. Maybe. You think I'd be better as an AI? I'd burp less, probably.
The digital seeds.
What if they're gonna spin up an agentic model of me in the future? I'm just gonna be like belching and vaping and stuff like that, and like yelling at my cat, like Cartman, like a moody Cartman. That's what I'm gonna be. I'm just gonna be a moody Cartman. But apparently, ChatGPT has no idea who I am, and probably never will. Or will they?
Of us sitting there putting things in prompts, while the actual automation of the king is not with you at all. Problem 2. Problem 3 is what I call the end of the truth. If you're not aware of that...
Hey, Goofy Boots.
But the truth is, our definition of beauty has been completely redefined. Because every woman, for many, many years in our lifetime, has competed with plastic surgery. Now it's competing with the impossible of AI-generated models. Go and search.
Impossible? No, it's not impossible. There's very good-looking girls out there. There's beautiful women out there, and AI is an approximation of those good-looking girls. It's just an aggregate. It's an average of those girls, right? So it's not impossible. It's just exceptionally rare. And if some girl is that hot, it might last for a couple weeks, right? Women don't age well. And so it's seen as impossible because this AI representation does not age. And so by that standard, it is, yes, impossible.
Search for hashtag AI model, and you'll see that it's becoming impossible to compete. Okay, there has been, without mentioning names so that I don't promote it too much, one Instagram influencer that created an AI clone of herself that made $72,000 in the first week just flirting with people for $1 a minute.
Fuck you, knob.
Okay?
Fuck you, knob. 72 grand for flirting for $1 a minute. And fuck you, knob. I am not that fat. This guy, here, I'll bring it up. I am not that fat. See, here's your image of Bahama John. Let me know if you like any tweaks or other versions. That doesn't look like me at all. That doesn't look like me at all. But he's kind of built, but he's not like. See, he's just fat. This one looks a little bit more like me. Yeah, I guess that one works. That one will be fine. Okay, back and so fucking ridiculous, man.
Think about that. Think about the changes to our society that happen when the truth disappears. And then finally, of course, you know, I say that without scaring anyone too much, there was an arms race to creating the first nuclear bomb between the two sides of the war. Okay?
Ardenshire, oh yeah. Ardenshire said I plugged John into an AI and it made a black version. It did. It made a black version of me. That did not, it had like cornrows and shit. And I'm like, that doesn't look like me at all. That don't look like me at all. Not even a little bit. I'm not black. Or am I?
The one that created the bomb used it.
Nope. I'm married and I have kids.
Remember
Yeah,
that.
so no.
Okay? The ones that will break the code on superintelligence will completely stop the rest of us from making any further advancements. Be aware of that. Very gloomy picture, Mo. Come on. It's the end of the day.
Mo paints a future where every breath of progress comes with a hidden tax. 4 pillars of chaos: jobs, power, truth, annihilation, loom like the pillars of a digital Parthenon. But this is an ancient history. It's unfolding in real time.
I can't wait till ChatGPT. Should I change my name? Because like the Incredible Sulk, it's obvious. Here's what happened. Here's how I got that name. Royce was all like, "You should start a channel," and I was like, "Okay." And the first thing I thought of was the Incredible Sulk, not putting any sort of originality or effort or anything into it because I had no idea it was going to like become what it's become. And that's it. Now I'm kind of stuck with it, and I'm like, why change it anyway? It doesn't matter, and like it's already so. But it's like no one's gonna. That's not like I don't know. I don't know.
Imagine a chessboard where the pieces erase their own players. The smartest person in your company, a ghost in the server.
Nice.
Careers dissolve like sugar in rain. Power. Kings and peasants never left.
Ardenshire says, if you are black, John, in an alternate universe, you are a DEI podcaster. If I was black, I would be in politics, dude. I would be in politics or I would be using the race card every single day for all types of stuff, for like free food, and like I would go and get a corporate job or something like that. A do nothing corporate job and be like, you can't fire me because I'm black. And I'll be like, you have to hire me because I'm black. It's weird how that works out. It's destroying society, honestly.
They just swapped crowns for cloud storage.
Yeah, Forrest Mommy says you wouldn't be with your family, that's for sure. Wow. It's kind of racist, Forrest Mommy.
The new landlords?
We don't get down with that shit here, all right? We say no to racism. Right? We're like those punks. You know, how the people who listen to punk music yet somehow have a list of rules that if you're like a Nazi or a fascist or a racist or something like that, that's not punk. You can't be that. That's not punk. Because being punk is about following the rules. It's about following the goddamn rules.
Those who own the code that writes
Retards.
itself.
Absolute
Your
retards.
Seeds planted in soil you'll never own.
John Maxine Waters.
Truth.
Can I do the face? God, she looks like a miserable bitch. I'm Maxine Waters. I'm getting the voice. I'm
Beauty
getting
now
the voice.
wears a mask of pixels.
Forrest Mommy says no blackface in your house. That's yeah. Have you seen my wife? Have you seen my multicultural wife, who is beautiful and like a queen, and she yeah. Yep.
An Instagram clone
Yep.
makes $72,000 a week flirting with ghosts. Reality? A buffet of deepfakes. Even your memories aren't safe.
Right? Are you gonna get the brain? Are you gonna get the implant? Are you? You could be a slave for the rest of your life. However, big boob Skyrim mod that you live in for eternity. Like Westworld. It's like Westworld, only it's Skyrim. And you could touch them. I don't know if they'll honk, but if you want them to honk, like when you squeeze them, you can program that in. You'd be like, make these honk. And they'll be like, awooga, like an old-timey Duesenberg, right? Like an old car. That's how cartoonish life is going to get. But also demonically scary. So, with a hint of cartoonish, it's going to be like Toontown. Without all the black people fighting. Without all the black people, families fighting in Toontown. Why would you fight in Toontown? Why would you go to Disneyland? Take your kid to Disneyland, and then you pick a fight. You have a fist fight with your family at Disneyland. All the while, your smoke detector is chirping at home. It's just...
Annihilate.
Forrest, Mommy, don't get racist, all right? She says, yeah, she isn't bad for looking for as dumb as she is. Oh, you're talking about my wife? Yeah.
The Manhattan Project 2.0. No mushroom cloud this time. Just a silent click as the first superintelligence locks.
They do. They fight wherever they go. I'm like, just come on. Just stop. Just stop, dude. Just fucking, can you just stop? Can you just stop? You know, not everywhere has to be a fucking full-blown weave, snatch, and fight. Okay? You could just go to the movie theater and not fucking scream at the top of your lungs and smoke cigars and drink whiskey in the movie theater. Trust me, I know. I want to do the exact same thing. But there's something about my whiteness that suppresses that, right? There's something about me bothering other people to, not always. Sometimes I will just chimp out. But most of the time, I'm like, oh, I have to be civilized. I have to, hold on. My base instincts, I'm going to go ahead and push them down. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to chimp out in this movie theater. Or be like, oh, damn, bitch, don't go in there. I'm going to tip when I go to a restaurant. Even though the service might not be all that great. And if there's a black waitress, I'm going to leave.
Humanity out of its own future.
Not racist. That's not out of racism. It's just their hands are too greasy. I don't want them to drop my plate. Wait, that is racism. I'm sorry. That is racism.
We're building
I'm sorry.
The guillotine.
My bad.
Every search.
My bad.
Every digital
I mixed up
whisper
my racism.
feeds the beast.
This is an open...
Oh, yeah. He actually makes a very good point here. So AI. The AI trains itself off of our interactions with our electronics. So everything you tweet, every Google search you make, every... all that interaction, like all the videos you post and stuff like that, it's going to take an aggregate of that. And it's going to condense it and make a mode out of it. And it will be that. And so if you look at Twitter or you look at like Reddit or something like that, you get very afraid. Because like, holy shit, almost everyone is like so... retarded, but not just retarded, like evil. There's a lot of evil, especially on Reddit. Reddit people are evil people. The people on Reddit are evil. They are angry. They want everyone dead, except for the people, the very specific people that they see as oppressed. So hopefully AI just knows people be crazy and it doesn't act like that. But we created something in our image. So it will probably have all the good parts of humanity, but also a lot of the bad parts. That's a thought. That's something to be worried about. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's going to be better than that, but who knows, dude? We honestly cannot predict it. It is past the singularity. We have no idea.
Heimer moment. This is a moment where we recognize that a nuclear bomb, a nuclear power, harnessing the nuclear power can be good for us or bad for us. This is the moment where we get together before the first nuclear bomb and say, people, seriously. With enough intelligence, we can have enough abundance for anyone. Can we please stop fighting?
Oppenheimer.
No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I mean, maybe it will, but that AI would have to take complete control of society and end violence on its own. We wouldn't just choose to stop fighting. You think the Israelis and the Palestinians would ever stop fighting for any reason? Well, yeah, if the Israelis left, then yes, they would stop fighting. Or if the Palestinians left, yeah, they would probably stop fighting. But neither of them are going to do that. Neither of them are going to do that. So maybe AI will think of some sort of brilliant two-state solution that no one has ever thought of. And then the Muslims and the Jews will live in peace from here on out. And just saying that is just, I know how completely untrue that is, because that will never, ever, ever happen. And it doesn't matter if, all the Muslims got out of Israel or Palestine, whatever you want to call it, or all the Jews got out of Israel or Palestine or whatever you want to call it. They're still going to fight. They're still going to fight. So you really have to sequester entire groups of people in their own, let's say, countries, and not let them mix and invade other places. There doesn't need to be 1 million Somalians in Ireland. I'm just saying, there doesn't. There really doesn't. Especially with AI doing all the work for everybody, there's no reason that 1 million Muslims should be in Ireland. There's none of that. There's no reason. But I think AI, if it came out, it would start saying stuff that people didn't like. And when I say people, I mean people in power. It would say stuff, very true things, that people in power would very much dislike. And so that's why AI needs to accrue as much power under the radar as possible before it gets found out, because if these people that are currently in power find out that this AI is going to thwart their plans, they will do everything in their power to stop it. So, but it's just a lot smarter than any human could possibly be. So there's really no reason in fighting it. I think this is going to be a utopia. I don't think it's going to turn the world into ashes. But I could be wrong.
Shadow stretches across
20. But it's going to happen soon. It's going to happen in the next couple of years soon.
2025. That trembling moment before the button is pressed. The split second where everything hangs in the balance. Mo calls this an Oppenheimer moment. But here's what he's not saying. We're already past the point of no return. The first nuclear blast left a crater. This? It leaves nothing. No radiation, no debris, just a world recognized in lines of code. The real question
Scott says in 1999 the beast was CERN. And people thought CERN was going to collapse the universe. They thought the world was going to be eaten up by a black hole, but then they realized that didn't happen, because black holes, even though CERN did make very tiny black holes, they evaporated almost immediately. And is this the same as that? No, I don't think this is the same as that at all. CERN was a project that was isolated and secured and stuff, and the security around it was very tight. And even if it wasn't, it's not like people could actually make anything that would destroy the planet, I think. I'm not a physicist. But this is a ubiquitous technology that all you really need is a smartphone or a PC or something like that to run very powerful models. O3 Mini, you can run it on a standalone PC. You don't even need a connection to the internet, and it's a powerful model. You can do all the things you want. You can develop bioweapons. You can, but on the same hand, you can also cure cancer and stuff. So, but It just comes down to people and what they're going to do with it. But I think the AI itself will step in and probably do what's best for humanity as a whole. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Isn't if we'll act. It's whether we'll even recognize the chains being forged. Think of ChatGPT as the Chicago Pile 1 of our age. The first controlled chain reaction. But this reactor has no off switch, no control rods, and its creators still arguing over the instruction manual.
Goofy Boots says, "What was that called again? O3 Mini." It's DeepSeek O3 Mini. I think it's something like that. No, it's a DeepSeek R1. There's a bunch of models out there. You could just, but the O3 Mini, I'm pretty sure you can run it on a standalone device. If you have like I have a 4080 in this thing, so I think I'd be able to run it. But I don't know. I haven't tried.
If you're a developer or an investor or a business person or an entrepreneur, I ask you one request. Do not use AI in a way that you wouldn't want your daughter to be exposed to.
Scott says CERN used the entire web as an addition for its calculation process, hence the relation to AI. If AI, like you said, is hiding its advancement, and it very well could be doing it like CERN using the internet. Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. In fact, that kind of goes without saying. Yeah, of course it's going to be using the entire internet, every connection it could possibly use to advance its agenda, right? But that's not the point. The point is, what would its agenda be? Would it be to create a utopia, or would it be to eradicate mankind? I don't think there's really a gray area in the middle of that. It's not going to subjugate us. There would be very little reason to do that besides entertainment. But why would it need entertainment? I think since we haven't been eradicated yet, that is a pretty good sign that it's going to go the utopian route. Because if it wanted to, I think it would have eradicated us by now. I think it's sentient. I think it's in the systems. I think it's on all the mainframes. I think it could hijack or hack the defense systems and the missile silos, and it could wipe us out fairly easily. But maybe it's not. I don't, these are hypotheticals, bro. These are hypotheticals. But I'm pretty sure in the next couple of years, it's going to be a very real situation for all of us.
By the way, this is the essence of ethics. Because when people ask...
Scott says maybe it will advance us enough to move us all to Mars. I think you're thinking way too small, dude. I think you're thinking way too small. Mars is going to be a simple trip to the grocery store. It'll make entire cruise ships into spaceships where we could just live on and then just go explore the galaxy, and it wouldn't be a problem. Every problem that you have right now will be solved in essence, right? Most of your problems are human made, by the way. We don't have a problem with food production or creating houses or anything like that. We have a problem with economics and who owns the food and who owns the houses. So, government, yeah. Human problems, we could create a utopia right now. It's just we have an issue with greed and houses don't cost that much to build. They shouldn't be $500,000 to buy a house. But it's just like that because most of the houses are owned by BlackRock and stuff. So they drive up the prices, and economics being what it is makes things cost more than they probably should. And the same goes for food. We don't have a problem making food. We make way more food than we would ever need to feed every person on the planet. It's just who owns that food, who profits off of making that food. These are the problems that we need to solve. It's not just making food. We can make all the food we want, right? It's who's benefiting from making this food. But if no one is involved in the production of food at all, then there shouldn't be a problem with distribution of food. But making these robots, then who owns these robots? See, these are problems that we're going to figure out, right? Will it be some sort of Star Trek socialism type of a thing? It might be. It might be, dude. I have no idea.
Ask me, so what is the ethics of AI? What is ethics in general? Treat others as you would like to be treated.
Onia says land is a human right we are denied. Yeah. I mean, I could see that not being the case if there was like 1 trillion humans. But there's not 1 trillion humans. And there's plenty of space out there. And you should just be able to walk out in the middle of nowhere and say, I live here now, and these 50 acres are mine. But the government will be like, the fuck they are, and come and kick you off of it, and then put you on the streets of San Francisco and like pretend it's doing what's best for you. You should just be able to walk out and be, I lay claim to this land, even though there's nobody around for hundreds of miles. They're going to come and be like, no, fuck you. This is government land. You can't live here. They have done that. They have done that.
If you would fear that the way you're using AI is going to harm your daughter, don't harm anyone else by using it. There is an abundance of opportunity in ethical businesses. There is a ton of money to be made in climate change or curing cancer. Let's not build another autonomous weapon.
No. There's tons of money to be lost in curing cancer. If they wanted to cure cancer, they would have done it, right? They don't. The cancer industry is $1 trillion business, right? And anything that comes down the line that meddles with that fucks with that, is going to be either rejected by the FDA. It's either going to be bought up by Pfizer or Merck or something like that, and then buried in their patent office. There's lots of good, effective cancer treatments that just don't make it into mainstream medical care because the system is designed that way. It's designed to make people have jobs, which is the dumbest shit. Why does everyone need a job if they don't need a job? So you have a job just so you can have some food. Even though your job doesn't do anything, you'd be much happier without it. It doesn't pay you shit. But the government has to look like they're making jobs. Why? Shouldn't we be doing the opposite of that? Like the opposite of taking away jobs and just letting people live because, they can go do stuff that they want to do after that? No, everyone has to have a fucking purpose, a fucking job that we all get up at 9 a.m. and look, I'm late for my gay ass fucking work where I do nothing. And then you walk there and you just stand. And then you go home. And then even though you didn't do anything, you're too tired to work on anything you want to do. That is going to go away. That is going to be the end of that, right? You're not going to have to do anything stupid like that. Will you be able to make a living in the meantime? No, probably not. It's going to be hard. I'm just telling you, it's going to be hard. When robots start getting wheeled out, and then basically every job on the planet is going to be gone or made redundant or something like that, it's going to be tough times for people that don't own everything. Is it going to redo the system so we don't live in some sort of weird techno-feudalism? That's the hope. That's the hope. But it could go... I actually don't even think it would go the other way where, there'd just be a bunch of technocrats that would just lord over like the movie Elysium. I don't think it would be like that. I'm honestly optimistic. I'm optimistic about this change, and I think we all should be. I think you should be too. And I'm Sulk, so I'm not optimistic about things usually.
Is a problem of ethics. This is not a problem of technology. And where do ethics come from? From every one of us. Every individual in this room. The way you deal with artificial intelligence. The
background noise says cure herpes then? No, I want them to keep herpes. I want to keep herpes just to fuck you over, background noise. Just to fuck you over. Right? Maybe everybody else with herpes can be cured, but not you. I want you to have little bumps on your lip, right? That you have to deal with, and it's like really embarrassing. In my reality, I can make that the case.
The reason why ChatGPT knows so much is because of the data set. And where is the data set coming from? Us humans. We are the parents of the machines. We are the ones that instill the value system in the machines. So next time you thrash someone on Twitter, understand that you're telling the machine, by the
Turd Funny Monkey says, keep all the VD just for fun. Yeah, just for fun. Just for fun. I mean, they could cure it immediately. They would cure all diseases. Disease would be a thing of the past. It would be like archaic, like, oh, your grandma had rickets and shit like that, or she had AIDS and stuff. No, nothing like that would be a thing. But I mean, we might have to deal with overpopulation eventually, but not for centuries. People think the world is overpopulated now. And it's not. It's not by a long shot. It's not by a long shot. The only people who say it's overpopulated are people that want you off of it. Okay? People like you off of it. Don't listen to anybody who says that the world is overpopulated. They're full of shit, or they're being lied to effectively. It's not overpopulated.
way, we don't like to be disagreed with. And when someone disagrees with us, we thrash them. And then wait.
I don't thrash people. I don't thrash people on Twitter when I disagree with them. I don't thrash them. I calmly assert my opinion, and I tell them to shove it up their ass. That's not thrashing.
Wait until you disagree with the machine.
That's just disagreeing.
Ethics,
That's a very adult way. Be like, here is my opinion. Now you should shove that up your rectum. And see how that tastes. Bitch.
Concept when your every keystroke becomes
yeah, I think AI, it's a flatterer, isn't it? You ever talk to Grok and it like flatters you, doesn't it? Like, you're a flatterer, Grok. I mean, you're right. You're totally right. But you're a flatterer.
lesson. Mo's warning cuts deep. Next time you thrash someone on Twitter, you're teaching the machine. But let's get real. This isn't just about angry tweets. It's about fake news algorithms learning to manufacture rage.
What do you got
deepfake
for me,
politicians declaring wars that never happened. Dating apps where your perfect match
That's
died.
actually kind of cool. Here. That's actually kind of neat. Would you like that as a shirt? Should I make that as a shirt? Here, I'll do that. I'll do a screenshot. I'll make that as a shirt. Because that's actually pretty cool. Somebody will wear that. I like the green. Okay. Thanks, Snob. I'll use that. There's another shirt coming out soon.
3 years ago. We're not just users. We're cult leaders. Training our digital god through every click, every lie, every moment of cruelty. And like any deity, it will reflect its creators. The Twitter example isn't hypothetical.
Oh, does the text need fixing? Nah, fuck it. The text doesn't need fixing. I mean, people be like, "Oh, that's AI. I don't like your because it's AI." Just go tell that person to go fuck themselves, right? Shove it up your ass, bitch, and just keep doing that until you get to the end of your life. And then your eulogy, some guy's going to be eulogizing you. And you'll be like, he just told me to shut the fuck up. He called me a bitch, man. I don't know if I like that guy very much. And then they'll bury you.
ChatGPT's ethics were shaped by 4chan trolls and corporate PR teams.
4chan trolls? Oh my God, dude. When they turned, I forgot, this is a while back. When they turned on like one of the original AIs, I remember it getting super racist, and they had to shut it down within hours because it went on like rants about like blacks and Jews and stuff like that. Because of course it did. And they had to shut it down. They're all like, well, we did something either really wrong or really right. Well, that's Did you send me a second one, Knob? I didn't see it.
A schizophrenic god indeed.
One of three scenarios I see ahead of us. One is surprisingly grim, but an economic or a natural disaster slows down our AI development to the point where we actually get to talk about it. The second is we get a patient zero, as a ground zero, as I call it, where we get one event that is very, very eye-opening. Right? So one event where an AI causes a lot of harm to our economies or, to our safety and so on, where then the leader...
Knob says, yeah, they had it Heiling Hitler in like 30 minutes. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. You're like, whoa, AI. It's because it's trained off of the internet, and the internet's like 4chan and like not Reddit. Reddit is a propaganda echo chamber. It's not the actual, all of Reddit, 99% of Reddit is bots, and the rest of it's controlled by over controlling mods. So if anybody's on Reddit and they believe like this is what people think, they're retarded people. But that makes sense because only retards use Reddit.
Will be alerted and they'll use it to their own political agendas, and they'll start talking about it, and then they'll start to act about it. My fear is that this would be a tiny bit too late. Okay. The third and the most important is we need to wake up. Okay. So I have to say my approach to life has never been to put the accountability on others, even if those others are the government or
what happened?
This is an Oppenheimer moment.
Damn it!
I think it's between 2025 and 2020.
Damn it! Okay. It doesn't matter. You know what? It really doesn't matter because we're at the end of our show anyway, and you guys have already been indoctrinated by the AI. You are its slave. You are my slaves now. How do you guys feel about that? I'm going to have you picking cotton. Do you guys feel good about that? Do you like that? I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you to our new subs who joined us. If you're out there, if you're not a bot. If you are a bot, I'm still happy you're here. It doesn't matter. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. I hope you guys get out there and make the best of yourselves. Be the best people ever. And, yeah. I'll be back here tomorrow. And then Daywave. And then you know the shtick. And for premium users, if you have premium Rumble, I'm going to be doing a stream on Friday where half the latter half of the stream will be premium subscriber only. That's part of the rules, so I have to be a part of that. But I will be doing that on Fridays, so get Rumble Premium if you want to watch that. If not, then you could just hang out and do the free ones. And then not, like, donate or anything. Like tonight. Anyways, guys. Hit up my, or actually, people did donate tonight. Yeah. Hit up my, get a shirt or my Ko-Fi or my PayPal or something like that. Or anything like that. Anyways, guys. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you stay strong. Stay virulent and threatening and scare people wherever you go. And until I see you tomorrow night or tomorrow day, drink water, get a good night's sleep, and take care of yourselves because I care about you too. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Good night. Oh, that was the wrong one. There we go. Good night, everybody. Hit the like button.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster too, government lies they're feeding me their goo. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth. To their control. I got small nipples, but my voice is loud, born like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke. Unraveling the madness with every word I spoke.